guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa, and if you're new here, welcome. I am Melissa, and I do missing children cases. So today I do have a new case for y'all. We're going to be talking about Michelle. In this case, it's just one of those cases that I really hope that it gets solved. I hope every child's case gets solved, but this one is just, I don't know, it's just different for me. I don't know why. I just can't explain it. Researching it and reading through it, she was a really nice, sweet, lovely girl, and it's sad. But let's go ahead and get started. But don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos. I usually have it open, but apparently I forgot. Okay, so Michelle, she was born on Michelle Jo Garecht. I'm hoping I'm saying her last name wrong, right? January 24th of 1979, and she disappeared on November 19th of 1988, the year I was born. I was 9 years old when she was abducted in Harvard, California, in broad daylight, at the corner of Mission Boulevard and Lafayette Avenue. And that's the crazy part about this story, that the person that did it, literally did it in the daylight. Like, they didn't even do it at night. They did it in the daylight. And still to this day, they don't even know who did it. And there was a lot of witness. Scratch of Michelle's adopter were distributed along with missing person flyers throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. Within 24 hours of her disappearance, but search effort proved fruitless. Her case was featured in national media, including profiles on the documentary series Unsolved Mystery. After the 2009 release of J.C. Dogger, who had been kidnapped in Myers, California, and held captive by Philly and Nancy Guerrero for nearly 2 decades, renewed interest was brought on Gurter's case. And Guerrero was interviewed regarding Gurter's abduction in 2012. Wesley Shane, a convicted serial killer who committed various murders with his accomplice Lauren Hickles, known collectively as the Spree Freak Killers, brought to the attention of law enforcement that the original scratch of Gurter Doctor bore a striking resemblance to Hargs, who had committed suicide while in parole from prison in January 2012. While bone fragment discovered in one of I don't even know if I'm saying his last name right, and I just don't care. In Sherman, disposed sites were thought to belong to Gareth's DNA. Profiling completed in late 2012 proved that they were not hers. On December 21 of 2020, 30 years after the abduction of Garth, David Emerge Winish was charged with her abduction and the murder. So, Michelle was abducted at approximately 10:15 a.m. on Saturday, November 19th of 1988. She and her friend Karina Rodriguez left home at 10 a.m. and rode to their scooters to the Rainbow Market 2 blocks away to purchase food and sodas. The girls left the scooter by the front door, now the side door, as they went inside the store. Upon leaving the store, the two girls started walking home, forgetting about the scooter when they realized they had forgotten them. They turned back to where they left them. However, they saw that one scooter was missing, Michelle's, and then spotted the scooter further down in the market parking lot, where it had been placed near a parked car. When Michelle bent down to pick the scooter up by the handlebars, an unidentified white male came out of the parked car, picked her up with his right arm and her wrist, and put her into his car as she screamed. Rodriguez recalled the scene. Quote, "I looked up when I heard a scream, and I saw him putting her into his car. She was still screaming. I just stood and watched frozen and shocked." The only witness to the abduction, Rodriguez ran back into the store to get help. The abductor escaped with Michelle, while Rodriguez notified a female clerk who phoned police to report the kidnapping. At the time of her abduction, Michelle was wearing a t-shirt with the word Metro on the front row of denim jeans, black Jane shoes, and pearl-colored feather-shaped earrings. In the 911 transcript, the female store clerk who phoned police on behalf of Rodriguez described the man who allegedly abducted her a hippie-like in appearance. However, it was subsequently revealed that the clerk had offered an incorrect description of the man and had eventually mistaken him for someone else she had seen drive in the parking lot. The clerk described a man in his 30s with a mustache driving a burgundy colored car, or false description, which was intensely disturbed in the media for nearly 2 days following Michelle's abduction. Journalist Janice Oliver commented, quote, "For 2 days, the Howard Police Department allowed media to publish false description of the suspect. The first opportunity and the best opportunity to rescue this girl was immediately after it happened. For 2 days, they were looking for the wrong person. The dispatcher took information from the wrong person, and from that there on, our communication was just handled correctly in the girl first 24 to 48 hours," end quote. Rodriguez, sole witness to the abduction, described Michelle's capture as a white male in his 20s. The most discussion characteristic was that he seemed to have served acne or pock marks on his face. He had shoulder-length, dirty blonde hair. He was around 6 feet 0 inches in height and had a slender build. The witness described him as having fox-like blue eye and wearing a white t-shirt. According to Michelle's friend, the abductor drove a large old-model American-made sedan. It was possibly a 4-door vehicle and was either cream Nash gold in color. The car may have been cement splatter on the side of the and lights set into the rear bumper. The front bumper was battered and the vehicle appeared run down. It may have previously been in an accident. The car was last seen speeding south of Mission Boulevard toward near United States, California, with Michelle inside. Michelle's kidnap led to one of the most extensive police investigations by the Howard Police Department, and they received 5,000 tips in the first year alone. In these days following Michelle's abduction, police and Federal Bureau of Investigation searched hillsides, parks, unpopulated areas in south of Meda County by helicopter and airplane. Forensics inspection of Michelle's scooter yelled and fingerprints from unknown source, which law enforcement believe may have belonged to Michelle's abductor. On November 30, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Joe Montana made public plea for the safe return of Michelle. The majority of the tips submitted occurred within the first month of Michelle's abduction, as it was reported the San Francisco Examiner that approximately 4,000 tips had been received by late December of 1988. And then December report, an officer from the Harvard Police Department comment, quote, "The only way we are close to finding out what happened is that we have eliminated so many leads in this case. But as far as knowing who did it, or why, or what happened to her, we're not close," end quote. A reward fund of $70,000 was posted at this time for anyone who can provide information of Gerth's whereabouts. At the time of the kidnapping, Gerth's photo was featured in missing child or milk cartons and billboards nationally, and thousands of flyers and posters were spread throughout the community. Within the days of disappearance, family and volunteers had distributed 42,000 missing person flyers. In December of 1992, a false lead was produced in Michelle's case when a prison inmate in Indiana named Roger Harge claimed to have buried Michelle's body in Hunters Point area of San Francisco. Upon further inquiry, Harge allegedly claimed he buried Michelle in Glaring's Field in the Union City. Harger was flown to San Francisco to cover Michelle's body, but after 8 hours of inspecting the allegedly failed, he admitted he had invented the story, resulting in an additional 6.5 years being added to his pre-existing sentence. In 1994, the Daily Show reported that police had followed up on more than 50,000 leads. More than 3 decades later, and the investigation at the Howard Police Station continues. Chief Investigator and Prosecutor Robert Link declared, quote, "We'll go anywhere in corner of the earth to try to bring Michelle home," end quote. Law enforcement considered the kidnapping of Amber Swersh in Penolipa on June 1988 as potentially connected, giving it as a prominently to Howard. Tim Benner, a man who injected himself into the search of Amber, became a suspect in her disappearance as well as of Michelle. He was also considered a suspect in the disappearance of Eileen Mishoff, a 13-year-old who vanished from Dauphin, California in 1989, and Amanda Campbell, who went missing in Fairfield in 1991. However, Benner had repeatedly denied involvement in any of these disappearances. In 1997, a book titled "State: A Shocking True Story of Child Abduction, Murder by Forensics Psychologist John Phil" was published, detailing Benner's involvement in the investigation surrounding these various disappearances. The 2009 reappearance of kidnapping schoolgirl Jace Lee Duggar after 18 years in captivity led police to intentionally hopeful that Duggar's abductor, Philly May, had also been involved in the Michelle disappearance. Howard is within an hour's drive from the Garridos intention home in Corner Costa County. Let me just pause there. I think that's not the case, because if he was involved, why would they not kill? Why would they kill her? Because when it became to JC, she was alive. They kept her alive for all those years. So I don't think they're involved. Abduction took place 3 months after Greer was freed from prison for rape and kidnapping. Like Michelle, Duggar was also known into the back of the car in broad daylight and in the presence of witness. The general description of the kidnapper and the car used both kidnapping are also similar. The Howard Police Department conducted an extensive investigation to the Garridos, and no evidence linked them to Michelle's abduction was found. The connection did, however, propel Michelle's back into the national and international attention, brought for new leads. On April 12th, Wesley Shentine, one of these so-called speed-free killers, wrote a letter to the stock record after his partner in crime, Lauren, committed suicide in January of 2012, in which he pointed out that Lauren brought a resemblance to the compose of the person who kidnapped the Howard girl. Shentine and hers were apprehended in 1999 and are suspect of having committed up to 19 murders in North California. Counting on the likeness, her board to Michelle's kidnapper, witness Catherine Rodriguez comment, quote, I thought then and I think now he could be the kidnapper. I think that there are features that look very much like the man I seem like in a strong lead. End quote. At Shane's direction, law enforcement began extensive and abundant well in rural Linden, California on February 2012, where Hearst and Shane disposed of their victims. Thousands of bones fragments belonging to 5 different individuals were recovered from the well, and some of which were believed to potentially belong to Michelle. However, DNA profiling complete later that year excluded Michelle as a possibility. The bones believed to have been hers were determined to be those of a 19-year-old Kimberly Bill, who had disappeared in 1984. In January 2013, further excavation of abundant wells in the area were complete but yielded no further remains. In 2015, a legal mention was filed by attorney Mark Garros on behalf of the detective, who was informed by San Quentin Sheriff's deputy that the pair of Mary Jane shoes discovered in one of the Linden were bore similar to the shoes Michelle was last seen wearing. According to the detective, San Quentin police refused to show him the shoes, both physically as well in photographs. And as for March 2015, the shoe had not been examined by the Howard Police Department. On December 21 of 2020, the Howard Police Department, along with the FBI, announced that the arrest of David Misch for the kidnapping and murder after he was linked to the crime via fingerprint left on Michelle's scooter at the abduction site. He is currently in prison since 1989 for the murder in trial of the murder of 2 women in 1986 by the Foreign Police Department. Michelle's kidnapping was a highly profiled missing child case and received national media attention. Her case was the first missing child case to be featured of America's Most Wanted in 1988. The case was featured once again on this show in 2009. The case has also featured numerous other television news if profiled under Solved Mystery, which aired a segment on the case on January 1989. In 1999, Catherine Rodriguez, Michelle's friend who witnessed her kidnapping, appeared on The Mary Show. In 2009, Michelle's kidnapping was profiled on Dateline NBC, Larry King Live. The case has also caught the attention of international media. The University of Michelle's kidnapping has been marked every year at the location where the kidnapping took place. Numerous ribbons, new and old, and tied to the tree to where her kidnapper car was parked. Her mother, Sharon, maintains a blog dedicated to her daughter. In May 2019, the FBI posted a $10,000 reward for information regarding Michelle's disappearance. And that is the case of Michelle, and I really do hope that they find answers someday and finally will be able to put her to rest and give her proper burial, and she could finally rest in peace. Even though they caught the guy that did it, I don't think he will even say where the body is because they're still searching for the body. But I will see y'all soon with another case. I hope you have a good day.